Hi, it's Lonnie. Welcome to Grace Blossoms for You. Today I'm working on day 1 of Lee's July Junk Journal Challenge 2025, and it's hashtag JJJC2025. So I'm working from my list of prompts that Lee provided, and I will link her information below so you can join in if you like. And I've torn out the first prompt, which was and is torn edges. So I decided to tear that out, and I've got my my art journal out, and I haven't put a title on it yet, but I figure that will come eventually. I just thought I would like to really start and do something in it today. So I was getting this, I retrieved this from my bin, and I'm going to put some acrylic paint on there, and then I noticed the edges on there, so I decided to tear off the edge of that and incorporate that into my page somehow. Not quite sure how yet, but it will bulk up a little bit because of that, so maybe it should stick out to the side. Hey, that's just about perfect right there. Alright, so before I put that in though, and before I put that in, I want to use my original idea, was the torn edges from some cardboard. So I'm just tearing. It's the edge if you look at it at a certain angle. It's the flat edge, but still. We're supposed to interpret these prompts as we'd like, so that's what I'm going to do. I may not rip it clean off, but just to get some, I basically want to do some mark making and set this as the background. Haven't quite decided what the mark making will look like, but I might do them in some kind of acrylic pen later on. That might be a good idea. But for now, I just want to make the page with you guys. Alright, so I don't need all this overhang here, so I'm just going to trim this a little. So then my idea is to put some acrylic paint. Let's see if I'm in frame here. I've been having trouble lately. Okay, so I want to make a dark color. So maybe I'll start with the only brown that I have, and then I'll add maybe some black to it. This is just cheap dollar store paint, and this is something that I bought because I was completely out of black. And I got this on Amazon. I don't know anything about the quality of acrylic paints, so that's not what I am going to be talking very much about. Alright, so I'm going to use a Q-tip or a swab, cotton swab, that's probably better to say. And I'm going to just start mixing this, and hopefully it turns into a darker brown. If it's not completely mixed, I don't mind that either. So just kind of crudely putting some paint on my edges here. And here I go. I'm just gonna start. This is just supposed to be like a springboard type thing for me, because I have not done an art journal before, so it's all new. And I've always loved mixed media, but I've not really done anything in the way of and putting it in a book. So yeah, it's never too late to learn, I guess. We're just plugging along here. And I'm just going to maybe alternate directions with this piece of paper. So far it doesn't look very torn, but it will once we get the rest of it in, I think. I may not do the whole page either, but I did kind of want to do it on the side, so when I have my strip hanging off or off to the side there, that this will be like a background for it. So I'm just kind of emptying that strip now. There's actually quite a bit on there yet, so cool. And they can overlap too. It doesn't have to be particularly neat at all. So how are you guys doing? Are you participating in any of the challenges? I've got my Joy Journal challenge as well. I'll link that below. That's completely different, but I do want to see if I can incorporate the two together. So we'll see how that works out. I might keep that for something else yet. I don't know. All right. So that will be like the groundwork for my page. And this is kind of messy, but I was hoping to make some like dots. Because why not? I mean, could almost look like a spiral. And then I'll just have to wait for it to dry a little, I guess. Don't need to do them too close to the edge because I'm going to put that paper edge on there. This feels awkward and yet satisfying at the same time because I have no expectations and no ideas of how this is gonna work out in the end. It's just, for me, it's playtime, and I think we need that because we get pretty stressed out these days, don't we? Alright, so what if I then, I know, do I leave this blank? Do I ink it? Is it interesting enough the way it is? I think I want to ink it. It's a little more interesting with a darker edge, I think. I'll see if I can do this part too. This is from a back of a notebook, and I I had a liquid accident on my craft table, and so I thought it was ruined. So I put it in my garbage here, which happens to be rather full, and it's been sitting on top, and it's had a chance to dry out, so I thought, why not try and use it and make something good out of it. Okay, so that is going to be that part. I need to clean my desk again. That's always so tedious for me. I don't enjoy it. So that's not bad. The very first page we're doing is going to have a torn edge. All right, so I'm going to put this part's going to be to the bottom. I want to put quite a bit of glue on here because I don't know how much of it's going to be absorbed versus how much is actually going to keep the piece down. So just going to slip this over here. And yes, I'm getting paint all over me because I didn't wait for it to dry. Alright, and then I want to ink this as well. My little title. I took off the number. In other words, I'm not putting the number on here specifically because I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing all the 23 days. I'm just going to do what I feel like doing, and if you join me, that would be great. You can put anything that you want me to see art-wise or any otherwise. If you want to post something, you can feel free and do that on my community page. You just go to the main, I guess the home aspect of my channel, and then there should be a visit community tab, and you'd be able to post on there if you so choose. So I'm just going to leave that open for you because some people say they would like to show me what they've made, and that would be absolutely lovely. I would love to see that. I don't have a Facebook group, and I'm not planning to start one, so I think we'll try this and see if anybody's actually interested in that. Okay, even if I did absolutely nothing else to this, I already love it. So I think, though, I'm going to do some stamping on here. I gotta have some butterflies. And I would like to do them in black as she reaches for her stays on, because I think that black is darker than the black soot. And it's going to be a little bit of a grungy page, so I'm not going to even worry about how this ends up, because if it smears, it smears. I'm just going to put them in here in different directions. Just the indication of butterflies, even if they don't show up perfectly. Okay. I like that already. Now, if I was going to put a verse on here. I would have to find the list, and I can't remember where I put it now, of the verses, because I think that one's 23 days as well, so I would have to just match them up. So I'm going to see what I come up with. Sorry, I'm not a little more prepared, but it was kind of a last minute decision to combine the two projects. So what else? Like I said, I'm going to do some mark making in here. I've already started, but this has to kind of dry now, so. Hey, I'm back. Sorry, I thought, why did I stop? I have this whole other half a page here, and why not just continue? So I turned the camera back on. I thought I have some other tools that I can be using for mark making. So why not just keep going? And then this page won't be blank. It'll just be ready to do some more mark making. This page is still drying, so I have not had the camera off for very long. So I don't even know if I want to continue with this, but let's see. If it turns out to be a mess, I'm okay with that, because we're playing. I will get some other mark making tools though. These are just some random things that I've kept. Here's a lid from a deodorant. It's actually one of my favorite things to use because it makes a pretty oval shape. And I probably need to move. There we go. So something like that. And to me, that's so fun. And yes, I know I'm doing this all in the same color scheme, but I think it's going to work out in the end because I'll be able to stay in the neutrals, or I can branch out and add some color later. Something like that. And then maybe I'll put a little bit in here so that it looks more connected. Okay, so that's one. Then I have this top this top lid piece here. I wanted to see if that actually works. I've used it before, but I can't remember. It just makes circles, little circles. I thought there might be like an edging to it because there's ridges, but it just makes little circles, which is fine because they kind of look like bubbles. So I'm hoping that you watching me have fun with this will encourage you to try something that maybe you're not familiar with or that you haven't tried before. But I mean, you're totally welcome to just watch as well. Oh, this is an interesting torn edge. This is a tape dispenser, the inside of one. And last time I used this with acrylics, I got this piece that just came off of here. Sometimes it works not to clean everything. So this is definitely a torn edge. And I could put this in here. I'd like to offer some balance. Maybe I'll put that up there. It has a little bit of color in it. So I think I'm going to do that. Oh, this side's even nicer. It has gold. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn it around. Okay, I just have to put some glue on it. So I'll put the glue on the side I don't like, and then I hope it stays in here. It's acrylic, so it should, but we'll see. And I want the flat side towards the top. Use my cotton swab here to sort of move it, flatten it. So now that definitely has to dry because I don't want it to stick to the other page. I'll rub that glue off from there. Okay, so this is the part that I added. And I think a verse will go in here somewhere yet. Okay, this is so strange. I have turned off the camera twice already and I just keep getting more ideas. So I'm just going to keep going with it. So now what I have is, so day 1, the prompt was torn edges, and day 2, the prompt was a touch of gold. And I realized I had that in that piece that I tore off here. In fact, it looks like there's an inner piece too, but I'm not gonna try and get it right now. This is a touch of gold. And then day 3 is botanical. And I thought, who says we have to just work on a page every day or use one prompt at a time? So then I was thinking too about the joy verses that I want to incorporate. And I know this isn't following the prompt order of verses because I haven't had a chance to look that up yet. But when I saw that the prompt for the next piece was botanical, I remembered this page that I had in the Daily Bread, and I had drawn some leaves on here, just sketching and goofing around. And I thought, why not use this? Because there's a verse here, John 15 verses, well, it's based on verses 9 through 11, but they've written out verse 11. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. So the speed of joy is what this article is about. And so I decided I'm just going to cut this out and I'm going to ink it. And then I'm going to kind of feature this verse on the first page. So these two challenges may overlap and they may not be in the right order. And I'm okay with that because we can't box the Lord in. If He has something for us on a specific day, He will let us know whether or not we're following certain prompts. So anyways, this is what I decided to do. You don't have to obviously do that, but something like that, except it looks very plain to me. Maybe I want it there. I'm going to get that botanical label. whoops, I tore the next prompt accidentally, so I'll have to see if I can somehow save that. So I was thinking maybe put it there and then put the tag there, the word. I also have something else, and I was thinking of making clusters with it, but let me show you what it is, and then maybe I will decide to use it. This is a printout from Making and Creating, and it's ATC cards, and they're grungy numbers. And I was just thinking maybe tearing some of these out just to put it behind here, because I'm thinking that they would be kind of see-through a little bit see-through. Okay, I'm just going to tear some of these out and I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided just to go with one, and then I tore that in half. So I'm just going to put some underneath the one side and just see how that goes. Somewhere along there. Some of them are right side up, other numbers are upside down. That's perfectly fine. Then I'm going to just plop that there. I think this needs to have glue stick because it's very thin. I did actually end up drying my pages with a heat tool, so there's lots of torn edges, which is what I started with. And like I said, there's 3 prompts in here, plus the added joy. So I think we should add joy to everything. Okay, I am really happy with that so far. I'll probably keep adding stuff to it still, but I think I'm gonna leave it there with you guys for today. Sometimes we don't start things because we can't see the end result, and I think in this case that would be a mistake. So I'm going to give myself permission to just start things and then come back to it as inspiration hits. Right now, I don't know exactly what I want to do next, and so I'm just gonna stop. And then next time I open this book, maybe I'll think of something else to do. And while it's drying, I can also start thinking of things to do. So anyways, hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.